Hey, good morning. Chef Scott back here. Been a couple weeks since we did anything, so I'm going to try to make sure I do videos a little more frequently. Today we're going to be doing this breakfast. I've got my coffee ready. So we're going to be making eggs Benedict today. Pretty basic, simple, classic breakfast. It consists of English muffin, Canadian bacon. I've already grilled off both sides of the bacon. Some hollandaise sauce, and then a poached egg. I've got my boiling water here. Like I said, pretty simple thing to make for breakfast. Not really too difficult. Probably the poached egg is probably the challenging part for anybody, but not too difficult. We've got our plate here. One of the things that kind of remember whenever you're making this is, it's a pretty basic meal. You can do it a lot of different ways. I've seen people fry eggs over the top, if you want more of a southern flair. I've seen people use real bacon. So this is just the classic eggs Benedict that you might find at a restaurant. And the first time I ever had it was about 25 years ago at Disney World at the Grand Floridian Hotel. It was the millennial celebration that they were doing there. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. We've got our toasted English muffin. I'm going to go ahead and layer it with our Canadian bacon. And I'm going to go ahead and get my eggs ready. One thing to remember whenever you're doing poached eggs is you want to make sure that the water is already boiling. Something that I do and something that was shown to me is to use a little bit of distilled vinegar. Not a lot, obviously you don't want that taste in there, but if you put a little bit of distilled vinegar in your water, what that will help to do is once the egg goes into the water, it'll kind of start to gather together. You really don't want to cook it off very long. The eggs are going to be runny, so that's what a poached egg is. If you poach it too long, what you end up with is a hard-boiled egg. So just kind of try to avoid that. So we're going to go ahead and drop our egg in here. The water is boiling. It should immediately start to kind of turn white, like you see whenever you drop it into a. We're just going to kind of swirl it around, kind of get it together. Just kind of gather it up. There we go. And the vinegar's kind of helping to do that for us. I did a video on how to make hollandaise probably a couple of months ago, so it's pretty easy sauce to make. It's egg yolks and butter, little splash of lemon juice in there. I usually put some Worcestershire sauce in there as well, but that's just me. I make mine in a blender, so I know a lot of chefs don't like to do it that way. But sometimes for purposes of speed, you just have to connect. You can sit there with that double boiler whisking it all day. You don't have really time. And that's one of the reasons why I've been so delayed on making another video. I work as a chef at the university in Bowling Green, and we are just always busy. So my videos have been a little bit. I'll try to do one at least a couple a month. That's kind of my goal here. But I'm getting ready to do a chef spotlight coming up in about 2 weeks. So it's going to be eggs Benedict. So I thought, I'll just go ahead and make an eggs Benedict, kind of post a video on it so people can watch it. All right, so now our egg is pretty close to being done. We're going to go ahead and just make sure we get a nice strainer out. Make sure we get all that water off. Like I said, the egg should be collected together. This was done, helped out a lot by the vinegar. I've seen people that do it without vinegar too. You just have to kind of stand over and just stir it and kind of keep everything together. But the vinegar actually works to it. You just want to make sure you get all that water off. All right. I'm going to lay this on top. Gather on top, and they're beautiful. Back in there. All right, we're going to put a little bit of hollandaise sauce on top. Just kind of lay it on top. I'm going to make sure this is. I'm going to take a picture of this dish. So I'll make sure that the entree is nice and centered. Pour this over top of it. So beautiful. It's a really pretty dish. I remember when I went to the Grand Floridian to have breakfast, and I had this. It just came out. It was just spectacular looking. Just kind of blown away. Now, I always like to kind of end mine with a little bit of smoked paprika. You don't have to if you don't want. It's not in the classical recipe, but I like to add a little color to it. So I'm going to put a little bit of smoked paprika on it. Make it look really pretty. top it off with some French herbs. You can use fresh herbs if you want. I'm just kind of cheating a little bit this morning. Now you got some green on it. And this is your classic eggs Benedict. I mean, just absolutely spectacular. All right, fun to do. It's a short video. You know, I prepared everything. I got the English muffins toasted off. I went ahead and grilled off the Canadian bacon. Not a very difficult thing to do at all. Very, very nice. And it's something that, you know, kind of, you want to do like a fancy breakfast sometimes. People like stuff like this. All right, well, thank you for joining. And like I said, I'll try to, you know, cut down on the time frame in which I do videos. But anyway, enjoy and see you soon.